Hello, Atlanta Falcons fans. Today we have some exclusive news that you can't miss. So get ready because there's a lot of important information coming. Before we start, we'd like to take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and stay up to date with all the news about our Atlanta Falcons. Don't forget to leave a like, which really strengthens our community and helps bring this content to those who are most passionate about the team. Now, without further ado, let's get straight to today's news. Atlanta Falcons sign former Houston Texans tight end. The Atlanta Falcons announced Friday afternoon that they have signed former Houston Texans tight end Tegan Quitoriano. Quitoriano was originally a fifth-round pick by the Texans in the 2022 NFL Draft. That was the same year the Falcons took running back Tyler Allgeier on Thursday. Terms of the deal were not immediately disclosed. Listed at 6'2", 258 pounds, Quitoriano has started 15 games in 3 years for the Texans. His best season was his rookie year, when he had 7 receptions for 113 yards. If that doesn't seem like a lot for the amount of time he spent on the field, consider that Falcons tight end Charlie Woerner set a career high with the Falcons last year with 7 receptions. Woerner carved out an invaluable role as a blocking back heading into last year's 2024 season. Quitoriano was considered a blocking specialist coming out of Oregon State. He had just 40 catches for 512 yards in 42 games with the Beavers. Lance Zierlein of NFL.com had this to say about him as a prospect. Quitoriano plays with adequate toughness but lacks the fluidity and instincts for consistent outside zone blocking. Zierlein wrote on NFL.com, "The former All-State Hooper has good foot quickness for his size and the agility to become a solid route runner with run-after-catch talent at the top and bottom of the 2 levels. The difference between becoming a backup tight end or an eventual starter depends on whether he's willing to become more of an inline blocker who eats glass like a pro." He's also battled injuries in each of his 3 seasons. He was limited by a knee injury as a rookie, underwent groin surgery in 2023, and had calf issues that limited him to just 7 games last season. The Falcons' tight ends room had only Kyle Pitts and Woerner under contract before free agency began. But they added Philippe Franks and Quitoriano, both of whom will be competing for a spot on the 53-man roster this summer. Falcons show strong interest in Ole Miss pass rusher. The Atlanta Falcons spent much of the lead-up to the 2025 NFL Draft scouting pass rushers and appear to have developed a soft spot for a potential Day 2 pick. Ole Miss pass rusher Princely Umamulan told ESPN's Jordan Reed that the Falcons, along with the Green Bay Packers and NFC South rivals Carolina Panthers and Tampa Bay Buccaneers, were the ones who showed the most interest in him during the pre-draft process. Umamulan, who turns 23 on April 18th, formally met with the Falcons at the NFL Combine. The 6'4", 245-pound Umamulan spent the first 4 years of his college career at Florida. He was a backup for his first 2 seasons before moving into a bigger role as a junior. Umamulan led the Gators in tackles for loss over his last 2 campaigns, racking up 9.5 in 2022 and 11.5 in 2023. He tallied 4.5 sacks as a junior and 7 sacks as a senior, and earned second-team All-SEC honors in 2023, starting all 12 games. The Manor, Texas, native transferred to Ole Miss for the 2024 season, and he shined. Umamulan tied for 10th in the FBS with 10.5 sacks, and he added 13.5 tackles for loss en route to a first-team All-SEC nod. At the NFL Combine, Umamulan ran a 4.72 40-yard dash with a 1.62 10-yard split, notched a 38-inch vertical jump, and recorded a 10-foot, 6-inch broad jump. His 7.33-second three-cone time was concerning, but not representative of the fluidity he shows on film. Here's NFL.com's scouting report on Umamulan. Finesse edge defender with the traits, athleticism, and potential to have his sack production translate to the NFL, Lance Zierlein wrote. Umamulan is a serious ground gainer with the explosiveness, stride, and curve to create shallow edges that lead directly into the quarterback's drop zone. He's not instinctive and takes predictable paths to the pocket, but it's simply tough to keep him out of the pocket given his attributes. He lacks play strength and aggressiveness as a run defender. He will have trouble setting edges and may not be an early downfield option early in his career. Zierlein believes Umamalin has high potential and will enter the NFL with a solid foundation as a pass rusher. Umamalin is a rising edge rusher, Zierlein wrote, who may just be scratching the surface of his already menacing rushing talent. The Falcons, who finished second to last in the NFL with 31 sacks in 2024 and haven't been in the top 10 in sacks since 2004, have long been in the market for capable pass rushers. Maybe Umamalin can be part of the solution.